A grief that is really hard to understand, that few people understand unless you've actually experienced it, is grieving the day that you gave life to the child who has now cut you out of hers. That's what we're talking about today. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Lisa Czak, founder of Worthy Woman Healing Podcast, Worthy Woman Healing Group, where we meet twice a month to help you master your mind and emotions so that you have peace and clarity on the next steps to take in your life. Click the link below if you would like to join that. And Worthy Woman Healing Retreats, where all the women in the Worthy Woman Healing Group, we go to the Dominican Republic and we celebrate all the healing that we did in the past year. So if you're interested in that, click the link below. And on today's episode, we are talking about this. This is heavy on my heart this year because tomorrow has always been my favorite day. For the past 23 years, October 1st has always been my favorite day because it's the day that my daughter was born. It's the day I became a mom. And what kills me is moms who are estranged from their child, meaning the child has walked away. You haven't walked away. The child has walked away. The child has gone, part of this no contact culture, this estrangement epidemic. And you might be facing the first birthday without your child, which is really hard because as moms, right, when the child is born, from the second that child is born, it's all about the child, obviously. And the first birthday, it's balloons and cakes and over-the-top parties every single year after. And it wasn't until just a few years ago that somebody on Facebook, I don't remember who it was, but somebody on Facebook said to me on my daughter's birthday, when I did a Facebook post about my daughter's birthday, they said, "Happy birthing day, Lisa." And I was like, what? What is that? What is birthing day? And she said, "Girl, it's the day you became a mom. It's the day that you finally realized your dream." Because I went through, this is how I like to say it. I went through 6 years, 6 days, 18 hours, and 1 minute of labor to have my daughter. Because that's the truth. That's absolutely what it was. Drop in comments a heart if you've gone through infertility. And, my body went through so much during those 6 years. I tore my body apart. My body has never been the same, will never be the same from all those fertility shots and failed cycles and miscarriages and all kinds of manipulations happening in there. And I'll never forget, we have a video too of this, and it really hit me because in the video, it's, me not really in labor because I ended up having an emergency C-section. I told you it was 6 years, 18 hours, let me start that over again. It was 6 years, 6 days of prodromal labor, 18 hours of active labor, and 1 minute. So all to have an emergency C-section. And I'll never forget this. And I remind myself every year, and I'd always say it to my daughter. But the very first thing that I said to her after she came out of me, after the C-section, and, I almost died, she almost died. And I looked at her, and the very first thing I said when I looked into her newborn eyes is, "I'm so proud of you, baby. You're so brave." And that was absolutely true. It absolutely was. And it's still true to this day. I'm proud of her. She's super brave. She's the bravest person I know. I've always told her that. However, forgot to tell myself. I forgot to say, hey, Mama, you're so brave. I'm so proud of you. I forgot to tell myself, I am so proud of you for persevering, for keeping the faith, for enduring all those shots and pain and loss and tears and heartache and watching everyone else around you get pregnant just by looking at each other to finally have what I wanted all along. I kept saying that my prayer was, God, please let me have a healthy biological child I grow in my own womb and I give birth to. I was very specific, which God likes you to be specific about your prayers. And he answered those. And of course, I thanked God for it, right? I forgot though. I really did. I got so caught up in the child and being a mom and having all the princess parties and the pony parties and, going into debt over all these parties and presents and sleepovers that I never actually celebrated me. I never said to myself, I'm so proud of you. You did it. I never said that. I never said to myself, wow, I was really brave. Thank you, God, for giving me that courage. I never said it because it was like most of us moms do. Once that child is born, our focus is all on the child, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. However, whether your child walks away from you, cuts you off, goes no contact, right? Whether they become estranged from you or not, you are putting all of your effort, all of your celebrations into somebody who is meant to leave. So one day you're going to wake up and it's going to be the first time you're not with your child on their birthday. And that's their day. Their birth is their day. However, your birthing day, your birthing experience is yours and no one can take that away, right? So all of you mamas out there who I'm getting all these messages saying, maybe it's the first birthday without your child in it since they walked away, cut you off. Maybe it's, the 5th birthday, 10th birthday, whatever. And it's such a grief. And I'm not diminishing your grief. I'm saying that most people don't understand that kind of grief. You're grieving someone who's still alive and somebody that you gave life to who no longer wants you in their life. That is a hard pill to swallow. So I've been getting all these messages and I've been thinking about this myself this year, right? What am I going to do? Because I'm not going to see my daughter on her birthday. It's the first time, and her and my dad share a birthday. And so it's the first time that I'm not going to see either of them because my dad, he just got married. My mom passed away 4 years ago. He just got married. So he's off with his new wife and I'm not going to see my daughter. And at first I was really, really grieving this, right? This is a really hard day. How am I going to do this? What am I going to do? I'm not going to see either of them. And God just put a light bulb in my head. He's like, hey, remember the birthing day. Remember that I answered your prayer. I answered your prayer. So say what happened was, I gave birth to this healthy biological child and that was it. Like I have to have this, if just that and nothing else, not the 22 years that happened after, it would have been enough. So I am challenging all of you mamas out there, again, if you're estranged, it's going to be harder than for a mom who's at least going to be able to call her child or at least going to be able to text her child or have some kind of interaction on the day that she gave birth to this child, right? So, but you other mamas in general, but especially you mamas who there's going to be silence on the other end, right? They're not going to pick up your call. Your text is going to go unread or you're going to be blocked, whatever it might be. I am challenging you to, instead of wallow in that, celebrate your birthing day. If you have the video, remember when you were pregnant. If you went through infertility, it's even worse, right? Moms like me who went through all of this infertility and gave birth, raised the child, right? Thought you gave them a beautiful childhood, only for them to walk away. It's going to be worse for moms like us, hands down. It just is. And because you put more effort into it. You are only as sick as your secrets. It is time to stop suffering in silence and join other women who are also on a healing journey, who are being raw, real, vulnerable, and honest with what they are going through in their life, what they have been through in their life. And wherever two or more are gathered, we know God is with us. It says it right there in the Bible. So there is power to group healing. Miracles happen in there. You have one woman sharing, opening up her heart. Suddenly everyone else in the group is saying, yeah, I've experienced that. I'm not the only one. There's such power in knowing that you are not alone in your suffering. You are not alone in your healing. And we meet twice a month. And in between those times, a lot happens, right? And it's important that you have time in between the sessions to practice the healing technique that I teach you, so you can come back into the group and celebrate with the other women. Hey, I actually remembered to do the healing technique in that moment. That trigger didn't derail me anymore. But it's practice. I'm also a personal trainer, right? You don't just get a six-pack abs by doing one sit-up. You have to keep doing it over and over again. You don't run a marathon. You don't go out and run 13.1 miles for a half marathon the first time, right? You practice running a little bit every day. And that is what we do in Worthy Woman Healing Group. Join today and tell yourself, I'm going to give this a 3-month commitment minimum, because I know I need time to practice outside of these sessions, and come in and get guidance from the other women on how to actually heal all of these wounds, heal my mind, body, and soul, one trigger at a time. You are worth it. So I challenge you to remember the pregnancy. Like for me, I'm going to be journaling about all of the shots and everything God pulled me up and out of. I'm going to be praying and thanking God for all those times He pulled me up and out. I'm going to be ruminating on things like, when I found out I was pregnant and how excited we were to finally get a positive high HCG level. And I still have my maternity clothes. I even have my breast pump still. I need to get rid of that stuff. I know. So I am going to be I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do, because this is the first time I'm doing this alone without her, right? So again, even if you're not estranged, maybe your kid's in college and for the first time you're not going to see your kid on their birthday, or they just moved out, or they just got married or moved away. As moms, we have got to find ways that we can celebrate our birthing day. You've had years and years, you have spent like a small fortune on your child's birthdays up until this point. Go out and do something just for yourself. Go out and do something you've always wanted to do but didn't do because you knew your kid's birthday was coming up and you couldn't afford it because all the money was going towards their parties and their gifts and having friends over and blah, 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 right? Baking all that stuff. Go and get yourself a beautiful cake at a bakery and sit and eat it. Just taste every bite instead of shoveling it in, right? Like you used to do with the birthday parties. So that is my solution to all moms who maybe aren't able to be with their child on their birthday, but especially moms who are estranged from their child on their birthday. You can still celebrate. And you can cry too. It's okay to cry. I say, see where you feel it in your body, right? Where am I feeling this in my body? You might wake up with a lump in, like tomorrow morning. I've had a lump in my throat for a week now, just thinking about this. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's right. I have this great healing technique that I use on women. And I put my hand there and I allow myself to really feel it and send it love, intentionally feel it, and it just kind of dissipates so that I can show up tomorrow morning on my daughter's actual birthday and say, you know what? Wait a minute. That's her day. I'm celebrating my birthing day. So happy birthing day to all the mamas out there. Don't forget about you and the day that you gave birth, which is a huge deal, right? I don't know any woman who's like, oh no, it's no big deal. I went into labor, it's no big deal. Liar. It's always a big deal. It's a huge deal. That's all I have to say about that. Oh, and I'd like to give you a free gift that will help with this. Don't wait till your birthing day to do this gift. This is a free, I call it a morning meditation. Really what it is, it's a way to set your intention for each day. So I don't want you to just do it on the birthing day, right? I want you to do it every single morning. I have my Worthy Woman Warriors and my Worthy Woman Healing Group. They post this. If you're part of the group, you get to be in our private Facebook group. And this is something that they post every day. And it's something I just kind of casually mentioned if they wanted to do. And for almost 2 years now, they have faithfully been doing it. And when they don't do it, they say that they feel completely off. Yeah, that's how powerful this is. So I'm going to give this to you for free right now. And if you want to have some accountability with it, join Worthy Woman Healing Group, where we can put you in the Facebook group and give you some accountability with this. And I even do it myself. So you can go in there and see what my post is every day so that I'm setting my intention for how I want to show up and how I want to feel, knowing that you and you alone get to control how you feel. Nobody else gets to control that. So that's it for now. Remember, you are worth it.